Hi guys, welcome and who dat? I'm Joe, and I am here to preview the Week 2 Monday Night Football matchup as our beloved Bless You Boys in black and gold, the New Orleans Saints, travel to Charlotte, North Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers, our dreaded division foe. The Panthers lost last week to the Falcons. The Saints managed to beat the Tennessee Titans. Carolina's the only team in the division that lost this past week. And I've seen a lot of Saints pundits talking about how this should be an easy game for the Saints. And I don't like that kind of talk at all. I'm sorry. We lost to the Carolina Panthers twice last year. Now, granted, we've upgraded in a few spots. We have a healthy offensive line. We have Derek Carr instead of Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton actually with the Panthers now. And, I think our wide receiving core is better. A better situation for our offense. But Carolina's defense is still really good. I hear people saying they're garbage, and that's just diametrically opposed to how I feel. I think they're pretty good. I know they're good. They beat our ass twice last year. So I think we have a better shot this year, especially since J.C. Horn, their number one cornerback, is not going to play in this game. And also, DJ Chark, wide receiver, is struggling with a hamstring injury. I think Miles Sanders is a really good running back. But most importantly, the quarterback. So Bryce Young, he's a rookie. We lost to this team twice last year, and who did we play against? Darnold or Mayfield, right? I'm pretty sure Bryce Young has comparable arm talent, but he's a rookie, and going up against the Dennis Allen defense, I think he's going to struggle. The problem with Young is, for us, the Saints, is he can scramble and he can run, and the Saints don't handle that very well. So I'm not going to sit here and say this is going to be an easy game for the Saints. It can go multiple ways, including we go there and beat the pants off of them, but we can also get our tails whipped too. This is just how it is in divisional play. So let's take a look at the Saints offense and see what we're working with right now. As of Thursday of this week, Jake Haener is still suspended, quarterback. At running back, Alvin Kamara is still suspended, and our 53-man roster currently is a 52-man roster. We've made a lot of moves, and we haven't filled that last spot yet. At running back, you're looking at Alvin Kamara being suspended, so Jamal Williams will get the start. We're still not sure if Kendre Miller is going to be healthy enough to play or not. Kirk Merritt is on the team, but we brought up Tony Jones Jr. from the practice squad this past game, and that's likely a scenario we'll do again, especially if Miller's not ready, and we're not sure yet. It's too early in the week. We have Adam Prentice at fullback. We did place wide receiver Traquan Smith on IR, the temporary IR, so it frees up a spot, and we have elevated Lynn Bowden Jr. to our roster to take his place. A lot of people want to Shaq Davis. Well, Bowden plays special teams, and he plays special teams well. There's a difference between learning special teams like Davis is doing and actually going out there with the ability to perform like Bowden. So I understand why they did this. I have some questions about our wide receivers. Keith Kirkwood made a few mistakes in this first game, and I was really counting on him to be that veteran, solid fourth wide receiver. We may see A.T. Perry in this game, and it's very likely we'll see Bowden. I don't think that Rashid Shaheed did a bad job returning punts or kicks this past week, but he's doing an excellent job at wide receiver. And I know that Coach Allen wasn't happy with the production on the returns, some of the decisions, especially the blocking, all of it. So you may see Bowden returning punts and kicks this week. I don't think it's a slight on Shaheed so much. I think that the more Shaheed gets the ball in his hands, the better it is for the Saints. And I think Dennis Allen knows that. It's just something to keep an eye on. And then the tight ends and the offensive line for the Saints, we're looking the same right now. We're going to have to live with this situation with Trevor Penning at left tackle. We're just going to have to deal with it. If he struggles again this week, which he likely will, anybody would, against this Carolina front, then you will probably just put some help there. If this continues through the first month, I'll give it 4 games. And if this continues where he needs help constantly, then there may be some sort of change. I just don't know how much of an upgrade Pete would be at left guard compared to keeping Penning at left tackle. We need to keep Derek Carr alive, so we're going to do what we have to do, and hopefully everything works out great. Derek Carr played a great game this past week. Imagine if as he feels more comfortable, maybe against the defense, it's not giving our offensive line such a hard time. I think the production will go up even more. That's our offense. Let's take a look at the defense. We've made a lot of changes here. I believe we elevated Ryan Connolly from the practice squad. We thought that his injury did not require surgery, but he wasn't able to do it. So surgery has been scheduled, and Ryan Connolly is now on IR. It freed up a practice squad spot. We ended up bringing back up Ty Summers. But we've also made multiple additions to the practice squad. Now, everybody we released in order to make these moves, I think we're still going to have a close connection to. One of them being Jontre Kirkland, who's a guy that I think is a special player. For us to release him off the practice squad is risky. But we added a cornerback. We added a linebacker, a couple other players. So I think including another DB. So a lot of activity going on the practice squad. But as far as the 53-man roster goes, Peyton Turner has been placed on IR, and we have elevated Kyle Phillips from the practice squad. We also have Nico Lelos, who did well in preseason. But Kyle Phillips has way more starts under his belt. And I think we feel more comfortable having this veteran in this number 4 spot. So we're probably going to see a lot more of Tano Passanio, who can play all along the line. And we may activate Isaiah Foskey. It's very possible. I don't think we elevate Kyle Phillips just to make him inactive for the game. So I'm going to assume Foskey's going to remain inactive. But there's your replacement for Turner and Kyle Phillips. At linebacker, a lot of stuff is going on. Jalen Smith remained on the practice squad. Now that the first week of the regular season is over, any kind of 53-man roster contract given to a practice squad player that's elevated, that's placed permanently on the 53-man roster, the salary is not guaranteed now. And I think that's something that the Saints were looking at with regards to Jalen Smith. So perhaps we elevate Jalen Smith, put him on the 53-man roster for good, or maybe we just elevate him game per game, and you can do that 3 times with each player. So look for that. Jalen Smith may become a permanent member of this 53-man roster. We'll see how that works. As it is right now, Zach Vaughn did great on special teams this week, and Demario Davis and Pete Werner are 2 of the best linebackers in the league. And as long as Werner stays healthy, not a lot of stuff's going to get past these guys. I enjoy watching our defense this year. We have so many good players, and they're all performing so well. And like I said before, you're supposed to be nervous when the other team has the ball, but I'm not with this defense. This defense is really good, and even if they get beat on a play, the next play could be a sack, fumble, or an interception. I mean, you just feel it. It can happen at any time, and it reminds me of the Dome Patrol. It also reminds me of our Super Bowl defense with Greg Williams, who had that defense forcing turnovers all of the time, and that's the way you get to the Super Bowl. Well, I love our defense, and I love our chances against Carolina this week. Another addition I'm going to draw attention to here in the secondary, JT Gray is still on the 53-man roster. So he's on the roster now, but he may be inactive, and if that's the case, we might bring someone up from the practice squad to add to the DBs. As of right now, it's the same. But JT Gray is I don't know if he's going to practice this week or not, but he was inactive last week, but he's still on the 53-man roster. And other than that, all these guys did great. We have Jonathan Abram that we can bring up. We have a lot of guys that are at the bottom of this depth chart here at DB that are playing really well. All right, guys, here's the prediction. I thought about it. I can see it going a bunch of different ways. I think the Dennis Allen defense is going to be hard for Bryce Young to figure out. Miles Sanders is a great runner, but I think that our defense is going to play pretty good against the run all year. To hold Derrick Henry to only 60-something yards rushing was a great accomplishment, especially shutting him down to only 12 yards in the second half. And watching DBs like Alontae Taylor and linebackers like Demario Davis go up and hit that big man. A little guy like Miles Sanders, you think, well, no problem. He's fast. You're gonna have to corral him and the quarterback. So I think the plan here is to play the run to the quarterback. I don't know if you're going to see as much activity, the defensive line doing as many stunts and just bull rushes and straight to the quarterback. I think we're going to have to be solid with our lane integrity, and we're going to have to play the run to the quarterback. I think we're still going to get a lot of pressure on Bryce Young. In the end, enough diddle-dallying. My prediction, the Saints go in there and win. Final score, Saints 20, Carolina 6. I think it's going to be a whipping. Contrary to how I started this video, I just don't like people saying that we should do it. I can see a scenario where we lose this game. I can see a scenario, the most likely scenario, where this game goes down to a field goal, where it's neck and neck till the very end. But I'm still going Saints 20, Carolina 6. And if Carolina manages to get in the end zone, great, but there's also a chance that we put up 30 on them. So there you go. That's my preview. Subscribe to Rosenbook 10. For more videos like this, I will be doing a reaction to the game on Monday night, and that video will come out on Tuesday. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Who dat?